Sounds great. Thank you. So yeah, we're here with Pamela again. You might have remember her before, and we'll be talking about the angels and the details, all the details of how to treat, what the patient reported outcomes are showing and aspects of her experiences treating patients. Any interesting experiences lately, Pamela?
Um, I really have. There's someone didn't know how to take and put their uh they have tongue cancer, and I told them to dry off their tongue. This
Yeah,
is the
that's actually
angels
a
in the
complicated,
detail.
that's a really good one to go into.
So yeah, so you dry off the tongue, and then you dry off the roof of your mouth. You put your stuff right on top of the cancer spot or wherever it is. It might be over on the side or on the gum. And then you put your tongue up against it. And so now you have the sticky all the time. So it's always going. And I believe that it's absorbed within 45 minutes, except now it's in your system at the same time. So when I say absorbed, I mean like the cannabinoids have absorbed in your mouth, but they're also going down your throat at the same time. That's one
Yeah,
of the ways.
it's interesting because basically with tongue cancer, you like any cancer, if you can get the cannabinoids directly touching the cancer and for a longer time, the better. So that's a great strategy for that. And then it kind of gets reabsorbed. You're absorbing the cannabinoids into systemic circulation and it goes throughout the entire body and then back to the tongue. So you're getting on top of the
Yeah,
tongue initially, and then you get the full metabolism. Then you're hitting the inside of the tongue after it gets
yeah,
processed by the liver and everything. So that's a
yep.
comprehensive treatment technique.
And you take it and use the concentrated oil. So this way you can also build up your dosing.
So what do you
Uh,
think about like a mouthwash with it, like dissolving it in coconut oil and trying to swish it for as long as possible?
you can do that, but it's an oil. So no matter what, even if you use it like you got your carrier oil, which is the coconut oil, you can only put you can only do so much in your mouth like that because now it's been diluted. I mean, you could do it like if you're at work or something, and that's what you want to do. That's fine. But yeah, that's an important thing if you've got anything that's going on in your mouth. So yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, if you can, like you were saying, just put the concentrated extract, the Fecco directly on it, hold it against the
Mm-hmm.
side of the mouth, and then just maintain that consistent application on it. That is ideal.
I've taken and put it on my center part of my tongue, dried off both top and bottom, put my tongue to the top and went to bed. And that way, you know, you've got it going all the time. I know that there's some people that will take and use sublingual and put it under their tongue, which is great and fine. But from the people that I have known, it's very difficult to take and put a gram of oil under your tongue all the time. After a while, it's it's disgusting. They hate it. What can I do? And I go, do it the old-fashioned way. Take and put it in. You can put it in a capsule, which is fine. I do not suggest suppositories for anything that has to do with the brain, but um, and use coconut oil for the brain because it's one of the oils that passes over the blood-brain barrier. You know those things. Uh, but Let me think. So yeah. So when people are putting it in sublingually, just put a small amount sublingually and take the rest of it orally. I always like a carrier oil. I've told
Mm.
people a carrier oil works so much better. The oil works so much better. If you got like some people will take and swallow just the oil, and your stomach acids are degrading it all the time. So what you do is you add a carrier oil to it, minimal amount if you want, and swallow it that way. Then your body will push it to your small intestines more easily where it's absorbed. Some people use Interact capsules. That's another good one. So that
What
your
kind of
oil and
capsule was
care
that?
Interact
Oh,
E
like the
N
stomach acid resistant ones?
yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
nice.
And so you can use that and it'll be broken down by the time it hits the small intestines. So you can absorb there with very little waste, so to speak. But yeah.
Hi, Javid.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
What's happening?
Nada. What's up? I know you're
I'm
guilty.
in.
You look guilty.
I just came out of an extraction lab. I should look guilty.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. It's with our partner, our new partner in Colorado.
Yeah, you went to
Oh,
go
yeah,
see?
yeah.
Yeah, I met with Drew and we got the full tour. He's got a badass extraction lab. I honestly, if we had more time, we'll do a FECO. We'll do a FECO Friday from up there sometime because that's
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah,
legit
yeah.
exactly what we do. And they're going to be making our oil for us. And
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, they got
that's
all
awesome.
different processes. We learned about the three different ways they can process it, and they showed us they do a lot of white label work for a lot of the dispensaries. They work with 120 dispensaries around Colorado, so it really exposes
Oh,
our
yeah.
program to 120 dispensaries right off the bat. So it's like boom.
Are they
So
using the
Exciting.
term FECO? Are they using the term RSO or
they
cannabis
use
oil? What?
they use RSO now in their line, but it will absolutely go to FECO. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
all over the FECO. They've been using trim on all their product, and I said we're not going to use trim. We're using full extract plant. We want bud. We want trim also, but we want it on the plant.
yeah. I was going to say,
And
yeah, you do
they
want
just got a
trim.
15. They just got 15-pound donation.
Awesome!
Yeah.
Wow.
wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So as people find out what we're doing, they're starting to buy into it, and everybody's got a little extra, weed around right now. So if you're listening in and you're in Colorado and you have lab tested flower, and it's outdoor and it's multi-strain,
Yeah.
you're talking right up our alley.
Yep.
You
Uh,
want to use it to help cancer patients? We are the spot to help you do that.
yeah, yeah, we're the
Amen.
resource for
Yep.
that. And if you
Yeah.
don't want to do it, feck off.
Yeah.
No, no,
Everybody
bad,
should do a little
bad.
give back. Everybody should do a little give back.
Hey,
uh,
any place that's legal should be able to donate.
Really
Yeah.
serious, right? I mean, Colorado's
Seriously.
our first legal state, fully recreational, and we got a great partner here. Um, they're so great that um, they're fully integrated. They got their own lab. They have and they have a dispensary
So,
partner right down the road. I mean, literally right down the hill. It's on 85 acres in a place called Idaho
yeah.
Springs. It's awesome. If you're up in Colorado and you want some amazing flower or some distillate or isolate or shatter or wax. I just saw it all being made. The dispensary is called Exit 243 Dispensary. It's on your way up the Copper Mountain. Great.
That's right. And
And
drop our name is what you do is you drop our name. And
yeah, you
yeah,
drop Cancer Playbook.
that's
They
right.
got our cards, but walk in, let them know you're with Cancer Playbook. They'll direct you to the sugar-free edibles. Um,
Uh,
And juice,
yeah,
is it juice?
they have juice and they're making even more for us. Yeah, they're going to make a full line of products because they work with so many dispensaries. We can automatically put our own line out there without calling it Cancer Playbook. It can be powered by, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
super excited about that.
That's
What a
They're
amazing.
blessing.
very,
That's
very
blessing.
friendly.
I,
It is amazing. Yeah, Drew, the owner, is a cool guy, and he's we had Chip Baker on a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. Chip has an extraction lab in Oklahoma City that Jamie and I need to go visit, and Chip introduced me to Drew. It's a small world, and those are two of our first people that are going to be part of our FECO alliance.
yeah.
Um, Basically, what did they call it, Jamie, on our meeting the other day, our attorneys meeting?
our
A FECO,
International FECO Association.
not association. The another, like what REI is. REI is like it's a
This is your story. You get to tell it any way you want, Jim.
I know I need to make this shit up. I need to make this shit up as I go. I'm not high enough. Um, but but the but it's like a co-op. It's like
Yep.
a co-op to
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
because in cannabis you can't sell it statewide, but you can sell everything else statewide except the exact cannabis, but you can share in a bulk order of like syringes. And we're going to
Yeah.
focus on the things that actually help the cancer playbook, like, syringe discounts, and make sure that you get good quality syringes. Because if you get a shitty syringe, it's really hard to get the medicine out. But I want to get back into the most important thing that I heard while when I came into it a little bit late, is how to get the damn FeCO into your body. I mean, Javid, let's talk about if you put it under your tongue, and you can't put a gram under your tongue. If you're saying you're doing that, you're freaking lying. Feck off. So how do you get in there safe? If it goes into your liver, does it hurt your liver, or does it help your liver? Do you want to bypass your liver?
It helps your liver. No, you don't want to bypass your liver. No.
Cool.
People that are fearful of the high, they want to bypass their liver. That's what the deal is. And what they don't understand is that they have to embrace the whole thing. Unless you're at work. There's a lot of people that have cancer or have some major health issues that they're dealing with and still have to work.
Yep.
So I always say use a carrier oil. And if you can't get your stuff out of the syringe because it's just too hard, then you take and use your carrier oil and your stuff that's in the syringe and heat it up at the same temperature. And when it's at the same temperature like that, it's easier for the oil to be able to move into the bottle, the dropper bottle. You got a 30 milliliter dropper bottle. I know a lot of people that take and put 5 milliliters into the dropper bottle and go from there. And it's so much easier because they can take one drop. They have total control over their dosing. And that's important because there's fear that's always behind this for a lot of people. So you have to kind of calm them down.
It's proven one size doesn't fit all. I mean, you start with 1 drop and then you build up to 1 gram, and that's a long way. That's a big climb. That's not a 1 week. That's not a 1 week mission, right?
Yeah,
especially it's not.
It's dependent on a lot of things. Your tolerance already. If you're a beginner user, it's gonna take you longer to scale up for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with some good quality medicine.
Yeah.
It's all the lemon, what is it? The citrus cannabis, and I think the pinol, that those are the ones that make you race. And a lot of people
the pine
like that.
especially.
Yeah, that combination together, and it's kind of like there's some people can get a little bit panicky until they know what that is about, and you can talk to people. I love that little video that I put into the Cancer Playbook site where the guy had just taken a gummy and then he took another gummy. It's hilarious. I laugh every time I see it. I saw it earlier.
It's for real, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is. It's for real. The guy said that his feet didn't work. I was like, oh yeah. He says,
and it's
yeah.
funny if you let the mental side get you of it, it's really a powerful drug. It can kind of take you anywhere you want to go, but also you can snap out of it pretty quick too. That's a interesting thing about cannabis is you might be stoned as fuck one moment, but you can get your shit together pretty quick if need be.
What does Jack say? If it hits you too hard, turn on a movie and enjoy the ride.
Do more. Enjoy the ride.
I suggest for people to take acetylcholine, and acetylcholine is one of those that it helps. What is it? It helps negotiate the high a lot better. You can navigate the high a lot better, and it's more calming. It's imperfect. What it does is it works on the receptors in your brain.
Okay.
So people that have cognitive issues or Alzheimer's, they'd had oftentimes been taking that acetylcholine with some success. Success doesn't mean.
And it's plant-based, right? It's like.
And acetylcholine is basically eggs. That's what I like to tell people. Okay. It's not a calcium, but choline is in eggs, and you can only do so many eggs. So I always.
So if you don't have any acetylcholine, make a scrambled egg.
Eat the shells. Do the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. They got to be full extract.
Throw it in a blender with a banana.
Extract.
Full extract, right?
There's a cartoon there someplace. Yeah.
Hey, so the other day when we were talking, Javid, we talked about angels, and that's why we call this podcast Angels What did we call it?
Angels in the details.
Angels are in the
Angels in the
details.
details. So let's talk
There's
about
little,
angels.
there's a little tiny things that uh, here's a great example is that sometimes you'll be thinking of something and you go, man, that's a great invention. You don't do anything, you just go on about your business. And then about 2 months later, somebody has already invented it. And that's the way our energy, our frequencies work. So if you have a spirit that is talking to you and guiding you along, then you want to listen to that. And that's one of the most important things is that we have to train ourselves to be able to listen. And to listen means we're trying to manifest these things coming into our lives. Like for me to sit here, I have all these chemicals that are going off in my brain, but I also have endorphins. I have all of these other things that are happening. And that's what creates our emotions in our life at the same time. So, I mean, if you're angry, then you've got this thing that's happening all the time. If you're happy, then yeah, you've got that going too. So you kind of stick with that, especially if you're ill. That's what you're trying to do is manifest these things, pull them into your life. And people don't believe it. That's the thing. They don't believe it. So they worry about silly things, which really aren't silly, like money. It's kind of like, yeah, money is like, no, but that's not it.
Money shouldn't have anything to do with health, right?
It shouldn't have anything to do with health, but if you don't have a lot of money, sometimes you're thinking about that. And it's kind of like, yeah, and medicine. So if you're leaning in towards medicating yourself, then do your research with that. So if you're going to take a supplement alongside of, research that alongside of cannabis oil, you know. And there's so many things out there that you can take and put in this tool belt that you don't have to take 50,000 supplements because you're supposed to be getting most of those in your smoothie every day.
Your diet, right? Yeah.
Yeah, your diet. Like right now, I'm on a low sodium diet. It takes me off of the food chart big time. Where once I could, you know, I could eat certain
the food
things,
chart needs
even
to be
a non-GMO.
The food chart needs a reboot. Oh man, yeah. This is so many different things that they don't talk about that they do talk about.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
Sweet. Oh, cool.
So
we got good partners. Look what they just gave me from exit 243. Like I said, if you're in the area.
Oh, that looks nice.
The cool shirt.
It's long sleeve. Yeah. How nice.
Yeah, long sleeve sweat. It's a sweater. Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, I think that's a wonderful advertisement. Absolutely. That is a wonderful advertisement.
Yeah. So these are our partners. Yeah. These are our partners up in Colorado. It's such an exciting opportunity. You know, we were in the extraction lab talking exactly how you make that go, and we're gonna make it better. Thank you, Eric.
That's amazing.
Do they have a spectrometer? Is that what they're using?
We got a lighter, possibly. They use
I'm sure it's real fancy.
Yeah, I have to get all the different. What were they using to make it up there? Remember, propane, butane, CO2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, CO2. They showed the machine and they showed the presses it all into it, and then they extract the CO2 out of it, and then they finish it over at this other lab, and then they actually have a lab there that can test it and everything. Really cool.
So they do have the spectrometer then that they're testing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, is spectrometer, which means they can separate out all the different cannabinoids with it and then they have add them back in.
Oh, that's cool. They have a rotovac. He has the whole package, man. It's a full-blown badass setup. And they do a lot of work for they do like white label where people bring in these pounds of stuff, and it's really going to give us an opportunity to get these multi-strain. So while we're talking multi-strain, what are the benefits of multi-strain over one strain, Javid?
Well,
I mean, it's obvious.
It's a varied cannabinoid. The more different cannabinoids that you have, the better the medication or the plant is for your body.
So explain like multiple. What about can there be 3 different CBDs? I think so.
It's just odd. You get more some plants have more CBG in it. Some plants have more CBD.
Say hi to
Hey,
Eric, everybody.
Hey, that's
Hi,
cool.
Eric.
hey guy. It has more, the older the plant, the very bottom limbs, this is what Jack had told me, is that it has more CBG because it's getting more sun over a period of time. And
Oh,
as the
really? Oh, that's
plant,
cool.
it's, yeah, so sun is better, than
Sun
hydro.
grown,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because that's Mother Nature, right?
Mother Nature is the best. Absolutely. Uh, and CBG, I'd love to have some CBG.
And we need
Wink,
to
CBG
get
is
wink,
amazing.
wink, wink, wink,
wait,
wink.
okay. Hey,
He's
so Javid, when I first met you, as you were always telling me that you're going to kick me off of the cannabis oil success stories because I kept asking stupid questions. Um, we that's a really good site, with John Marsh. John does a great job, honestly.
Yeah, we're trying to
But what we
help
need
as
to do
many
is we
people
we
as
need to
we
come up with a
can.
way that we can. You really are, and you've done a great job with it. Honestly, what he's done is really opened up people's eyes. And I'll make it. Feck will make it at home. If Dave Doppler, Dave's really knowledgeable on this stuff. And
Yeah,
he's a
yeah, yeah.
he's a
Oh,
rebel, but he
Doppler,
he lab tests. He lab
yep,
tests
he's
everything.
good.
Got a good.
Yeah,
He's got
he's
a good attitude about it.
he has a good
So
attitude. I like his beard change just recently. I think that he cut his beard. Uh,
We have a comment that says, I'm seeing strain specific can oil quite frequently now at different dispos.
repeat it again.
I am seeing strain specific can
hey, do you have
oil
the?
quite
Yeah,
frequently now at different dispos.
yeah. Well, I think that if you have three strains, you're covering a lot of areas on different types of cannabinoids. Just one, well, you'll see like those be purple kush. This is only purple kush, and it's like, yeah, that's good, but it'd be nice if it had some other ones in there also.
How
That
about
comment
how
was
about
from Scott. Scott is Jim. Scott is one of our Operation Zero warriors.
hey Scott,
Thank you for
hey
Hey.
tuning
brother,
in.
I see you. I see you posting a lot, and we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
Definitely. We need more. We need more patients in Oklahoma. If you do have cancer, sign up on the Operation 2.0 program. It's awesome. We've had a lot of good success.
You
Uh,
can sign up for that if you go visit the cancerplaybook.org. There's a registration form on that.
you can also sign up in Colorado now.
Yep.
We don't really have any. We have one dispensary right now. It's in Idaho Springs, exit dispensary 243, is where I am right now. They are our dispensary that will be having medicine probably within the next 3 weeks to a month at the latest. We were setting goals as end of April, so I think we're on target for that. And so we'll be launching that program. That's just couldn't be any more exciting.
The comment that we just got says the FECO I get from y'all is the only one I've seen that has the breakdown of terps and cannabinoids.
Nice.
That's important. Yeah,
we
and we'd be willing to
it,
share our lab reports with you. So
yeah, it's always nice to be able to look and see, like for breast cancer, there's certain types of cannabinoids that you want to have more in it.
where do we
And
find that info, Javid? Where do we find that? Where's that available to everybody that's listening?
what is CBG is one of those that you use. I'll find that info. Let me write it down.
I love our team.
Yeah,
We don't
So
know
yeah,
the
and
answer right now. We're gonna find it.
yeah,
so
really are. And breast cancer
oh,
is
if
a
I
big
don't,
part of what we do
hey,
with
if I
with
don't know
Eric.
it, I'm not going to give someone some gooey answer that is, no, either I know it or I don't know it. I'm not one of those that will.
That's awesome. You know a lot, though. I know that. Definitely
No, I don't.
one of my
I'm looking.
mentors in this space, Javid. So we appreciate everything you do for a lot of people, and being angels. There's some people out there that are willing to risk everything to help people out, and honestly, people kind of suck these days,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
if you
people
if you
suck.
do suck, it's a great chance to not suck. It's
Feck
fixable.
off.
Yeah,
You
feck
know,
off if you want to
this
suck the
is
rest of your
this
life,
is
but
what
you can
this
change
is
it.
what people do all the time as they go like this to you. It's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't that the truth? gimme,
Yeah.
stay away, gimme.
It's gimme,
Yeah,
gimme,
not
stay
even a thank
away.
you or anything. And actually, it's snowing on me right now, and you probably can't
Oh,
see that,
awesome.
but I know it's pretty cool.
I love
So
Yeah, there's
snow.
my
I have a gentleman that has pancreatic cancer,
there's
and
our Sprinter van, and Eric's got 6 people in there.
oh, cool. I like the rack.
Of course.
Yeah, that's
Nice
badass.
sight.
We drove it up with right. We drove it up and had the 2 puppies in there. Hey, let's talk
Is
about
it
dogs.
is that 4-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's all-wheel drive. Yeah, and it's all jacked up, and it's got the interior is completely decked out with
Yeah.
you can camp lamp, whatever they call it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's pretty sweet. It's basically to be able to get up to Colorado more. Yeah, like I said, it's snow. I'm sitting in Idaho Springs, right next to Dispensary 243, right here, guys. They're
Oh, you're
awesome.
out
And
Yeah.
there.
looking
Oh,
down
you're
here,
right there.
there's a
Wait. And
freaking
it's got that's my favorite dancing guy. I love
Wacky,
those
wavy,
things.
inflatable arm man from
yeah,
Family Guy.
Yes,
yeah,
I love them. Oh my God. Every time I
yeah.
see them, I could be driving down the road and it makes it, I just smile. I just love
And they
them.
have the Jamaican colors,
Uh,
right? Totally.
Love it.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
great place, man. They're really good people. The first time I walked in there, um, I met a lady, and of course I told her about what we do, and she was like, "Oh my God," and so I just walked in again, and she's basically ran over, and gave me a big hug, and it's like a family. That's what's so cool about Becco is its own family. Cannabis smoking
Yes.
joints
Yeah.
is one thing, man. I hate to say it, I'm probably in that. I got a pretty big family of those people too, but Fecco is a whole other animal.
It's a
You
whole nother
know,
ballgame.
Yes.
That's where
Yep.
you
I
yeah,
find
agree with
it
that.
is.
that's where you find people like Jack, who Jack, so part of the emotional toll that goes into what our
Oh yeah.
these angels
What we,
do, what we do, what we
yeah,
all
yeah.
do, is really strong. And if, for example, Jack, it impacted his health, and he had to take a step back before he could jump back
Oh,
in and do it again. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, one of
I
my
understand.
inspirations to
I get that.
that's what my inspiration is when I met Javid and Jack is that I wanted to try to relieve some of the load on their world on their world in general, right? And I knew
When
I
when you
could.
work with when you work with sick people, I mean, up close and personal like that, uh, you're absorbing also at the same time. You're because you're around that, so you have to be able to cleanse yourself, take a step back a little bit,
Yeah,
and you don't think that you. They don't even think about it. I don't even think about it, but you have to take some time to yourself for sure. And Jack did that, and I'm so proud because of his blood pressure that just went really weird. Uh, but yeah, that was tough.
I can
it's
say,
stress.
even with the emotional toll, the opposite of that, when we have, when we've sat down with 30 cancer patients and reviewed reviewed everything, and we're watching their surveys, and we see that victory, I mean, we're celebrating that victory like it's one of our own personal victories.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
We're
It is.
invested.
It is. It is.
it
Yeah,
You
is.
we're
It
you
is.
have
invested.
invested. These are people that have become my friends. That's what it
Hmm.
is. They're just
Yeah,
straight across. They become my friends, and they look out for me, and I look out for them.
that's it.
Yeah.
We're building a community
Yeah.
of people that can communicate. It's we are a research guy named Bill that I need to get him to come on again. He's focusing on this. Our body is electric, and we are electric. I mean, I've been
Hmm.
reading this
We are
book. It's just
electric.
called We're.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're 100 we're one big electrical outlet that you could feed it what you want to put into it. You could be a light or whatever you want to put into you could
That-
create a bad. You could go bad with electricity too. So it's your choice.
yeah.
And
See, that's what I talk about in the manifestations. It's in the absolute nanosecond is
Hmm.
where is where you're catching your thoughts from, and then you can take it in any direction that you would like to, and no, any direction that you're starting to think that way, and it becomes heavier and heavier. That's where your frequencies come in. Is
yeah,
and when you're getting really heavy, that's when people have a tendency to fall into a groove And when they
Or a
hit that
rut.
groove, then they just stay in it. And it's like,
Yeah.
damn. And you hear
But
people
there are
when you're,
factors that contribute to that, like Bill brought up the other day, like a cancer patient who is fighting inflammation. If you've never been told this, your inflammation can impact your mental health. That can't
Definitely.
be the
absolutely,
root cause.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I had
almost
a
it's a
rough
given.
childhood, really rough. I'm very fortunate to have gone through that rough childhood because I wouldn't be here now uh,
That's true. It's
if I hadn't.
all things are for a reason, right?
Yeah,
And it's not
they
like
are.
it's not like what happened to you. It's like how you dealt with what happened to you.
Well,
Yes.
Um,
I didn't deal with it for the longest time, and then when I started to, I want to say mature. Maturity doesn't happen with how old you are. It happens. It's like uh, what is emotionally you can mature, mentally you can mature. You're maturing, you know, and
there,
that's how that's how we actually work on
that's
certain
powerful.
frequencies. We're grabbing
Can,
those things all the
can
time.
can you see
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Goodness,
We were
that's
looking at the
beautiful.
sun or the snow coming across your front windshield.
Yeah, it's pretty
I was like,
awesome.
yeah,
And
nice.
so, uh,
This is
so
how
this
I
is
deal with
really
things.
interesting. What
I love it.
you're really talking about some cool stuff here, and the power to be able to understand what's going on, and that there's a fix for it. Instead of fixing cancer, you fix the root cause, and the root cause is inflammation. Okay, so you got inflammation. What inflammation is doing is not just causing cancer; it's causing all these residual effects
Yeah,
that are
yeah,
just
yeah.
they compile and they. And taking traditional medicine is none of it's geared towards that. It's a lot of it's nutrition. Um,
And
we're getting ready to
they're
start
reducing.
a inflammation challenge. Inflammation
Oh yeah,
Oh,
challenge.
yeah,
It's to
yeah.
just to educate, and it's going to be ongoing. It's not going to be like the ape. We're not going to call our challenges like March Nutrition Challenge anymore. This is going to be Nutrition Challenge. It's
Yep.
always open,
Yeah,
and anytime you're
nice.
ready to get in, get
yeah,
in. You
Yep.
know,
yeah.
so
There's
and
so much has to
information.
do with your nutrition. Absolutely. And over the last 40 years, it's gone downhill on what we can purchase. And even in our organic foods, the nutrition is totally different from 50 years ago. The seed has become different. The what they're growing it in, even if it's organic, and it has all the silver that is taken out of the ground now. So just eliminating one mineral from out of a plant changes its whole aspect. Still could be organic, still could be non-GMO. And I've seen uh, what spinach was one of them that they had spoken about, that it had lost like 40% of its nutrition over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So 40%, that's
Nutrients
big.
Oranges
nutrients in the
too.
dirt. We overgrow everything is our big problem. You know, we overindulge, overgrow, supersize. So, the
Yeah,
farmers are out there growing fast and furious because they have to. That's not why farmers got into it in the first place, and it's no longer that. I'm finding out that that's kind of what the cannabis business is right now. It's just kind of a shit show, and all the
it is.
legality stuff is really fucking it up. Or
Yes.
getting, by the way, government, feck off, man. They're screwing this shit up. The pharmaceutical companies are getting involved. You got
No,
these
no, no.
big,
That's what the deal is. I have to stop and correct you that the pharmaceutical companies are the ones that are actually running our country uh, because they've got big bucks,
yeah.
and
Well,
so cannabis is a no. Plus, when you say pharmaceutical company, you're talking about the medical system, the insurance, and the drug
they're all
stores,
in it.
and
They're
they're
all in
all
it
in it.
together. They're all,
Medical
Yeah,
cartel, as they say.
that's exactly what it is. When you go
yeah.
to the pharmacy that the doctor had prescribed, the because of the computer system and everything, the pharmaceutical company knows the doctor that gave you the prescription where it was filled, and they mark that down. And that's where you get your little brownie points in as being the, and then the
Free,
insurance that steps in. I mean,
free
they're
cruises.
big time.
And
Yep.
They're all in it
The
together.
free cruises.
if you're
It's
not
Yep.
willing
it's
to
the
take their medications, they fire you as a patient.
it's the
Yeah, that's
entourage
You know,
effect
crazy.
yes.
it's the entourage
That's
effect of feck off medicine, man. Holy shit, they're fucking us. You
The
know,
dark
they start you on it.
entourage.
They make you think, yeah, the worst entourage you can think of. And there's so many other better ways to be able to do it, you know, just to actually help people out. So yeah, that's
You
what
know,
it's
when
all
you,
about. If you,
yeah, yep.
gosh, David, that's so awesome. That, you know,
The,
so I know you've been doing medicine for what, 5 decades? I mean, is that true?
I'm not talking to you for a while. Let's switch over to.
No, I know you're 40. I know you're 49, but uh, but I
I
know,
have
but I know
I've been
you.
involved. Yeah,
You know, you skip second, third, fourth, and fifth grade. I know that.
that's right. That's right.
They knew that at a young age you excelled.
Like
I
Doogie
was
Uh,
Howser,
yeah,
dyslexic.
and
plant
I was
how can
messenger.
we
yeah.
get more people?
I,
Hey,
I
so we
wanted
have
to
one really
finish.
good.
I wanted to
Go ahead.
finish one thing that you had said, and I have to say that doctors are being taught in schools that were built by the pharmaceutical company. So they've never had a 3-hour course in nutrition. They are certainly not doing anything in cannabis, nada. So when you look at that and you
Endocannabinoids, right?
go in, there's, yeah. So when you look at that, that's the only thing that they have. And who would ever want to be in the profession of being an oncologist?
Fuck
You know,
no. Hell no.
that's a money making deal. You know, and I tell people, look,
It's a money
there's
grab.
sometimes I go, if you want to do chemo, that's great until you don't want to do it anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, do these things here to help, you know, you be able to survive better and more
No,
healthy.
until your white blood cell count's so low that they can't do it anymore. How about that? Yeah, what
Yeah.
does that mean? What does that
Well,
really
they
mean
kick
that
them
they're doing
out.
to your body?
They kick you out. And the people are still, remember, we have been taught that chemo is the only way to be able to live a better life for six, what is it, three
They don't
generations now, four
they don't
generations.
say that. They don't say better life. They say to beat cancer. They're fighting the symptom, right? I mean, that's what they're really
Hmm.
fighting is there. And then
Yes.
it comes back. And then most people have a really bad reoccurrence
No,
Well,
because
they
if you
fight the
see,
disease. They're fighting the disease, uh, not the symptom,
not the
not that
well, not
part.
the root
Yes,
cause, not the root cause. Yeah,
that's
not the
right.
well,
root cause.
Right.
if you
Yep.
pull together the patient reported outcomes on this, XCures did this. I believe it was XCures that we met with, and you put like the results of chemo um, off of the people that have taken it. The people who have taken chemo successfully only had an extended 2 year. Was it Jim went in
Yeah.
like 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
in
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
with
2 years, they was full of symptoms.
yeah.
Oh
It was a
yeah.
They had to
There's
take
terrible.
tons of
It was a
medications.
terrible 2 years. It was
some
a
of
not
the
good
terrible two
chemo.
quality of
years. Yeah,
life.
definitely.
Some of the chemo actually gives you cancer further down the
Yeah.
line.
How
And
about
You
that?
know,
radiation.
Yeah.
when
How
people
about that?
understand that
Instead of a
your immune system is broken, that's the reason why that you had gotten cancer in the
cancer
first
in the
place.
first place.
Is well, we're talking right now. We've got cancer going through our systems. We've got
We all
cells that are
have
going,
cancer.
and
Yeah.
our immune system is picking them off. But when your
Yeah.
immune system is weak,
Yeah.
which happens to be with our foods that we're eating and
Yeah.
our environment, you know, and the way that
Yeah.
we think
Attitude, our
that,
attitude. Yeah.
yeah, that all of these things, all of a sudden, it becomes like a big boil,
And
and
really
it's
all the
something
people
that
that make you want to feck off, you know, that really that's toxic environments, right? I mean, it
it's
really
a
is.
Well,
toxic, but the
and
toxic environment is in your head.
well,
That's
Well, I
yes,
literally what
use
it
for
is.
and it's
right now
so
when I see
evil what the medical industry does is so evil on that because they'll go into this and they'll tell somebody you've got from the beginning you've got stage 4 cancer. What do you think that does to somebody's mental
Oh
state?
yes, absolutely,
Like somebody
get
absolutely.
your
who's never had to battle coming out of their brain before now has to fight the hardest battle of their life starting off negative. Like that is
yeah,
evil
yeah,
as
it
Yeah.
is. It's terrible.
fuck
Back
off.
It's
off.
a feck off, and it's we'll be doing a feck off Friday specifically on stage 4. You know, the whole concept
Oh,
of
People,
that being
I think
yeah,
that would be a great one because
it would
I've
be.
seen quite a few
We
people
need
pull themselves out of that.
we
Uh,
need Jack, and we're going to get as many stage 4 patients that will tell the rest of the world, feck off. Stage 4 is bullshit. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean a death sentence anymore. It
so
used to, But
This is recently what they told me is that I have stage 4 cirrhosis of liver.
Oh,
Just recently. Now, reaching way back, I had hepatitis C a long time ago, and my body beat it through nutrition, oil, attitude. Um, uh, Basically, I'm one of these people that are like a little innocent child, la 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 la. You know, that's my attitude, and prayer and
that's
all
why
of
we
that
love
kind of
you.
stuff from the '60s. You know, so when they told me that, I told them, I said, they said, when did you get hepatitis C? And I said, it had to have been back in '93. And they said, well, you beat it. And I went, okay, yeah. And they, plus on top of that, I was taking levothyroxine for 37 years, which is for my thyroid. And when I started taking and doing the right things for my body, uh, and I'd been a vegetarian for a long time, but I was still eating the wrong thing. There's a little list that you like for Parkinson's, you know, there's a little list that you could do that, hey, if you add this to your diet and take this away, your body works better for a longer period of time. So because
Why
Parkinson's
doesn't
is
why don't
a tough one.
why don't they teach
Uh,
us that? Almost like they almost want us to be sick, you know? Hey,
They
we
do
should
want
also
well,
do we're
or
doing a
pills.
inflammation challenge, and then we're gonna do a attitude challenge.
Mm.
attitude is
Change your
is a
fucking
big deal.
attitude, right?
You have to change your
Attitude of
attitude in order
gratitude.
and attitude in order for you to be able to be a different person. And if you're sick, then you need to become a different person because you put yourself in the hole,
You dug the
you
hole.
know.
You
You
dug the
you
hole. You know
dug the
what?
hole. You dug the hole. You didn't know you were digging it,
That's
but
like
you dug the hole.
there are
that's
some.
like in our business. We have painters that. Oh, go ahead. Comments
It's just
first.
that there's some things that you need to release in your life. There are some things that you did not let go of that you
Absolutely.
need to let go of.
That's your basic foundation. And the resentments that come from that, the anger, the fear, and all of those things are layered in. And until you can willingness is the key in this one to break that stuff loose and do your homework, and you know it still remains, and it remains for
So
the
I'm
rest of your life.
so
But you're still picking stuff off. You're getting rid of it. Boom.
when I talk to my therapist about my, you know, I I've got some negative thoughts about death. You know, I've just had a young age, all this crap. So he said you got to come up with a way to, you know, write it down what you really have an issue with, and then burn it in a fire, and then really have something like a trigger to get rid of it when it comes up. Right, that's the main thing because it's going to come up. And my deal is to just
Yeah.
say "feck off." You know, so hey, if anybody needs something like that to help, you know, negative thoughts leave your mind, because you know everybody's got them. The problem is they're real free and easy to show up. And if you let your guard down, which is what we're talking about right here, they creep in,
Yeah.
right? They creep in, and and you know, it's a lot of inflammation and shit like that too, Jamie. Like we talked about the other day, that really affects a lot of people. They have no idea why they're feeling like they do, but they're like, "What the hell," you know? And then
Yeah.
it's all, you know, the doctor can't. They don't test for that. Well, let's check. And I don't think there's an inflammation test, you know, until it freaking blows out of proportion where you walk in and you weigh 100 pounds more than you used to, or you know, your head's swollen up, or I don't even know. I have no idea what they would
And
do.
shows up looking like I'm 9 months pregnant.
Put a needle, stick a needle in you know,
Yeah,
and see if you
it
pop.
looks
Oh,
like you can tell like it is physically round, looks
yes.
like I'm 9 months
Yeah.
pregnant, comes out of
Yep.
nowhere.
I have been accused of having a baby in a grocery store. Walk up to
Oh,
me and go, "Oh, when's it due?" And it was like,
My
Uh,
feck
"Oh,
off response to
that's
that,
brutal.
I've had people do that to me when somebody came up to me and asked me if I was having a boy or a girl, and I just looked them
uh,
straight in the face and I said I'm having an alien, and I smiled,
yeah,
uh,
and the look on their face, like, and I was like, well, I guess it'll teach you not to ask somebody unless you know.
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
tell them you're having a sugar
absolutely."
baby,
A
like
Yeah.
sugar
sugar
daddy.
baby. That's right. Yes, yes.
Everybody needs a sugar daddy, you
Dablito.
know.
Yeah. What is it?
Gablito the sugar baby.
Oh.
Chupacabra. What are you having? A chupacabra.
This says we've got a comment. Feck off Friday. Told stage 4. Um, hold on. Let me get this a little closer. Told stage 4 on 12/21/23. Number 1, 2, or 3 after having normal scans, and after quit chemo on 10/1/22. He said, I dug the hole, I guess, but I believe I unknowingly caught stage 4, this time from a bacterial infection.
Wow, bacteria, virus, or parasite.
Yep.
Got to be one of those in most cases.
If she had cancer before, in 22 is when it cleared up. You have to know that your immune system's broken, and you have to continually, it's like taking oil all the time. You have to continually work your immune system and our environment. Yes.
Once you get the all clear, you cannot go back to the things you were doing before you got cancer.
Absolutely. No, you stick with what works.
Yeah.
If this worked, if your diet worked and your attitude, your manifestations of what you're doing, then you stick with that. Be here now. If you're in a really weird, something happened and you feel really weird, or someone's driving and they're erratic and you just get crazy, then you have to stop whatever you're doing and just kind of go, okay, that's them. I have to be kind to people because they might be, I have no idea what they're dealing with. And I try to do that all the time. And it's worked most of the time. And then there's other times I just want to punch people in the throat. But yeah.
I love that you promote that so much. You promote that a lot, Javid, and we appreciate that. You're happy, open-minded, out of the box, loving attitude of life is very obvious to people like myself that appreciate that. So, and if you don't think so, open your heart. If not, back off, basically. Javid loves life.
We are coming to the end of this podcast. Is there anything that you want to close out with? Any words of advice?
So many things.
Tell us an angel story. One more angel story.
I have 2 dogs. Both of them have cancer. I buy rescues. No, I have rescues. So I have one dog that had thyroid cancer. And when I took her to the doctors to find out, because her neck just swelled up like in 2 days, they said she has thyroid cancer and it looks really bad, and blah, blah, blah. I don't do chemo. And they said, well, we can put her down now. She's got about 3 weeks to live before her esophagus closes up. And I went, no, that's okay. I'll bring her back. Well, I came home and just pounded her with cannabis oil. And that was 6-7 years ago. And she still has thyroid cancer, but she goes for walks. She's out in the yard. In fact, she's laying right there right now.
Living the life, man.
I had a small dog that had,
that's awesome.
I had a small dog, died at 21. She ran like a bullet all the way up to the day that she hit the floor. And she was as healthy as could be, but 21 is a pretty good long
That's
age.
A pretty good run.
Yeah, I've got a blind Yorkie that does really, I live on an acre piece of property and she knows every inch of it. I can call her in the middle of the night and she'll walk up. Like, damn, because I can't see her. And so, yeah, if you're giving your animals a piece of the puzzle, it's the same thing for humans. If we have a puzzle missing, we need to fill the puzzle. And our receptors do that. Our CB1 and CB21 receptors do that. So if you're taking cannabis oil, that's the reason why that your body is working so much better, totally altogether. I don't have COPD anymore. I don't have, I had cancer on my forehead. I had squamous cell cancer in my armpit. Gastritis, ulcer. I've had so many things that with attitude, manifesting and oil, as well as diet, it works. That's it.
We love having you on.
She's
You're
awesome.
amazing.
Hey, I have a closing statement. It's pretty simple. It's so we all have cancer. We're all going to die, but you don't have to let cancer kill you. There's an opportunity to do something about that. Our goal here is prevention. Ultimately, the reason we do collect patient-reported outcomes is ultimately all that shit's going to come together, and it's going to create a way to help people prevent cancer. Which that means not keeping it at bay is what preventing cancer means. Keeping it at bay.
Absolutely. You can still be comfortable and have cancer. People that pancreatic cancer is supposed to be really painful. This guy is doing really well. I had a lady that lived 9 years with pancreatic cancer. She refused to get a Whipple done. That's a surgery part that, anyway. And she died of a heart attack. She was 89. So, it's all about follow directions. Don't cheat. Just, be the child. Follow the directions and carry on from there. Have a good attitude every day. When your feet hit the floor, meditate, do whatever you can.
Be an inspiration. Yeah.
That's right. Be your own inspiration. Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Good stuff. Javid, love you. You're awesome. Let's keep it rocking.
We will see everybody next week with another session of Back Off Friday.
Back off.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Back off. Have a great day.
See ya.